as local news gets. News 12, the Bronx.
Thanks for joining us and a very happy Labor Day weekend to you. I'm Kelsey. Frightening reports reveal new ways one can buy the drug K2. This on the heels of an investigation by Senator Jeffrey Klein, finding that the internet has become a warehouse for the synthetic marijuana. News 12 The Bronx reporter Amber Diaz has the details on the drug that health professionals say is one of the deadliest around. All right, JT, I'm Kelsey. More of your hyper-local headlines are just 2 minutes away. Plus, we'll take you to a Colombian restaurant that's changing up the typical food you find in Morris Park. This is News 12 The Bronx, where it's local as local news gets. It's time to hit the road for the Labor Day holiday. So if you are, let's tell you where to find some cheap gas. Around the borough, you can find some of the lowest gas prices at Ultimate Quality Fuel on Sedgwick Avenue near Depot Place, the Shell station at East Fordham Road and Arthur Avenue, and the BP station at 3rd Ave and East 187th Street. For a look at similar prices and a map of the whole city, check out news12.com under numbers and links. A softball game pits FDNY firefighters against EMS, but there's more to the game than just the score. News 12 The Bronx reporter Tony Chow has more. A 4-year-old boy received a surprise from a group of troops stationed in Afghanistan. Let's take a listen.
You don't know me that well, but your dad and I go back a long way. Your bravery and determination to beat lymphoma has been an inspiration to your family, your friends, and many people you haven't even met.
Xander Schultes is with his mom and dad, who is stationed in Hawaii and is fighting stage 3 lymphoma. Major Scott Porter heard about Xander's illness and rallied his colleagues to send the boy an uplifting message. They even shaved their heads to support him. Xander has so far completed his 4th round of chemo and radiation. President Obama made Labor Day the topic of his weekly address, and he also made sure Americans remember why we honor those who work so hard to make our country what it is today.
The 8-hour workday, 40-hour work week, weekends, overtime, and the minimum wage, safer workplaces, health insurance, Social Security, Medicare, and retirement plans. All of those gains were fought for and won by the labor movement.
In news around the country, a former Labor Department employee admits he ran a movie bootleg operation while on the job. Court documents say Ricardo Taylor used a government-owned DVD burner to make copies of movies. He then sold those DVDs to co-workers for up to $5 a piece. He said he kept the scheme going from 2008 until 2013, making about $19,000 in his last year at work. Taylor pleaded guilty to violating federal copyright law. A judge sentenced him to 2 years probation. Down in Kentucky, cleanup crews returned to the site of an oil spill along the Mississippi River. 2 vessels collided Wednesday near Columbus. The crash damaged a barge and sent thousands of gallons of oil into the water. The U.S. Coast Guard is heading up the cleanup project. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the collision. Right now on 12, a Brooklyn pharmacy robbed of hundreds of dollars worth of medication, and the suspects were caught on camera. Well, she's looking for votes in New Hampshire, but it's Clinton's email controversy that continues making headlines. And saved by strangers, a Pennsylvania man is alive after a fiery crash. Thanks to the 4 strangers. News 12 Brooklyn starts right now.
As local news gets. News 12 Brooklyn.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelsey. This is News 12 Brooklyn. We're as local news gets. We begin with a developing story tonight out of Prospect Heights. It's understood that's where a 41-year-old man was shot Saturday evening around 8:30. It happened at 500 Sterling Place. He was later pronounced dead at Methodist Hospital. No arrest yet. We're working to get more information on that, and we'll bring you that information as soon as we get them. Staying on crime now, a man is dead in Prospect Lefferts Garden after suffering gunshot wounds to the jaw and shoulder. Police say 37-year-old Ricky J. Young drove himself to Kings County Hospital around 5 in the morning yesterday. Police later discovered he was shot in front of 223 Lefferts Avenue. Young died at the hospital. Police are still investigating. Right now, the NYPD is searching for these two men in Crown Heights. Police say they opened fire on a 39-year-old man Saturday evening in the doorway of a building on Park Place. The victim was hit in the leg, but is expected to be fine. Over in Brighton Beach, police there are trying to find these men. They're accused of stealing about $700 worth of medication from the Walgreens on Brighton Beach Avenue. That happened last month. And police are also asking for your help finding this man. They say last Saturday afternoon, he approached a 21-year-old woman at Utica Avenue in Eastern Parkway train station. Police say while she was buying a Metro card, the suspect grabbed her from behind and started rubbing against her. He then licked her neck and ran off. If you have any information that can help police in any of these cases, call Crime Stoppers. That number 1-800-577-TIPS. You should also contact police if you know where this woman might be. 43-year-old Tiffany Riviera was last seen at her Borum Hill home early Wednesday morning. She's described as 5 foot 3 inches. Crime Stoppers is waiting to hear from you if you have any information on this case. Switching gears now, check out weather on the 2s with News 12 meteorologist Norm Davoskin. All right, Norm, let's get the latest in the race for the White House. And Hillary Clinton says her family paid a State Department employee to maintain the private email server she used while Secretary of State. Clinton says Brian Pagliano received payment for his technical service. The deal was to ensure that no taxpayer money was spent on setting up the server used by the Clinton family. Pagliano says he will invoke his Fifth Amendment right if called to testify on the matter by lawmakers. This comes as Clinton is on the campaign trail in New Hampshire this weekend. She did address the email controversy, but also spoke in detail about women's issues in America today, including equal pay.
And at a time when a majority of minimum wage workers across America are women, raising the minimum wage is a woman's issue.
Clinton isn't the only candidate in New Hampshire. Republican Carly Fiorina is there too. In fact, several other candidates are set to swing through the Granite State over the next few days. I'm Kelsey Minor. This is News 12 Brooklyn. We're as local news gets. Still ahead, a Brooklyn comedian is using grandma to get laughs, how he's quickly become a hit on social media. Plus, church bells ring out, but so do gunshots. What happened to a bridal party in Atlanta?